Today is not in October. Today is November. No, today is December the 28th. Okay, honey, the first thing you do is you go call Relita on the phone and have her come over right now. I mean, right now. Have her come over right now, because guess who's here? Came in from work today in the first shirt. Told me somebody called me a while ago and said come down to the airfield about a block away from the PX. And his name is, let me see here, Stockton. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So I got my Jeep and went down there, and guess who was there? That's right, Cecil Stockton. And he was right down there to about a block away from the PX, and I went and got him. And call her lead on the phone, and by the time she gets a letter, well, this tape will probably be there, so same deal. I mean, if he gets a letter written tomorrow, well, this tape will probably beat it. And as soon as she gets here, well, old Cecil, he'll have a few things to say, like right now.
Hi, Relita. I haven't written you in a couple of days, so I thought I'd better come home with Sam and say something to you. I'm down here at Vung Tau now. I'll be here about a couple of days, maybe. They said they're going to send me up to Bearcat for a while, and then from there, maybe they'll send me out to the Boondocks. That doesn't sound too good, but I guess it'll do for a while. And how are things in Hobart by now? They told me they'd get our pay straightened out in 2 or 3 days, and they'd try to get all my back pay, and I'll send some of it home, take care of a few of the bills, maybe.
I took pretty good care of him. I showed him a football game that was about 2 weeks old on the television in her day room. We drank a couple of beers, so me and Cecil doing all right.
He took me up, showed me a couple of rock quarries and how they crushed all the rocks around here. How a few of the BC was working around here, and showed me one of the barges that they sank. Our tape recorder's still up at Long Bend. Gibson's got it. I'm going to try to get it after I get up to Bearcat. And then maybe I'll send a few tapes home to you. You can tape a few songs and send over to me, maybe. Ellen, Sam's mustache doesn't look so bad, really. He still looks human. It's kind of hard to talk to one of these damn things. They just don't talk back to you.
Took Cecil in the bar, and I showed him what color the bar was. It was orange and black, of course. I wonder how that happened. Tell you what you do, Ellen. You call out to Mom and Pop Stockton's, and I hadn't written them any answer to that Christmas card, that long Christmas card they'd written me yet, but you just call out there and you tell them that I got it, and I really appreciate getting that card from them, because it was one of the first ones I got. And you call, and you just take this tape out there to them, and you next time you see them, you let them hear all this tape. After Relita hears it, well, you and Relita take this tape out there, and you can let them hear it too. You're just going to have to forgive Cecil, because he's not been at this tape recording business long enough, and the thing don't talk back to him. So it's just like I was when I first started out. If anything that doesn't talk back to you, you just can't hardly talk to. So this thing will talk back to you in about 2 weeks, but I mean that's 2 weeks away. So it's going to be rough. We've got about 3 minutes down. We've got about 57 more to go, and we've had a few beers tonight, both of us. We're feeling pretty good. So don't worry about me and Cecil. We're all right. It's 2 days after Christmas, and the VC was supposed to put on a big push in the Delta before Christmas, and they fell back in it. So never fear. I mean, everything's all right.
Sam says we're going to fill this thing up in an hour, but I just can't believe him. I don't know what I'm going to talk about for an hour. I've been up since 1 o'clock yesterday morning. It's almost 1 o'clock this morning. I've been processing in today. And my pay records were so messed up that got all the guys confused, and they told me to come back tomorrow and they tried to have things straightened out. They got a big kick out of my records.
Tell you what, Roletta, you're going to have to forgive Cecil if he's not real sharp tonight, because he's probably feels about the same way I did about the first couple of days I was over here, and he didn't have too much sleep last night. He had about 3 hours of sleep last night, and thanks to me, he's going to get about an equal amount tonight if he's lucky. This tape recorder is not talking back to him too good, and I imagine, you know, when you talk to something, you like for it to talk back to you, but that's not always possible. And Will Rogers Field is one hell of a place to say goodbye to somebody for any length of time like that, and you can forgive Cecil for being not too glib after when he's had to ride about 22 hours on an airplane, land in Benoit, and ride a bus to Long Bend, stay there and get about 3 hours of sleep, and they shake him out of bed and tell him he's got to go to some other place like that, and ends up in Vung Tau, and not knowing when he's going to get a flight out of here, and not real sure where he's going. So you can sure understand why he's not too glib tonight, but he's the same Cecil I always knew, and you can write, you can not write. I mean, we got to write, but you can call Mom Pop Stockton. You can tell him that he's all right, and he's in good shape. Plane didn't crash in the ocean, nothing like that. So tell old Gib that we'll go fox hunting as soon as we get back home.
It kind of helps to have someone around and take up when I can't think of anything to say. I think they're going to try to keep me here until October at least. I'm going to try to get out in August to go to school if they let me. But I have my doubts about that since this is Vietnam. I don't know what my address will be when I get up to Bearcat. It's not too far from Saigon, but they said I just might be there for a couple of days or a couple of weeks, and they'd send me out to the boondocks. The 39 Signal's got 2 other places where they operate besides Bearcat, and one of them's a pretty good place, but the other one isn't too good. And they said if I go there, I just might earn my combat pay. But I keep hoping that I'll stay at Bearcat and everything will be all right. And I'll be okay for the next 10 months, maybe.
Okay. Roletta, I'm going to tell you this right now. Cecil may not ever tell you later, but Bearcat's got an awful big PX. And I imagine they have all kinds of those silk dresses and things like this. So you ought to be pretty well fixed up.
I don't know about the size of PX, but I guess if they got some silk dresses, I might try to find something. And surely they got some nice looking 90s. And I'll sure find one of those to bring home with me.
I'll tell you what, Ellen, if you're listening to this all the way through and you hadn't called Roletta over yet, why, that's not fair. You're cheating. So go ahead and call her over right now. And if she can't come over or she's at the beauty shop, well, just it's portable, so just take it on down there right now. And the reason I'm saying this because the tapes usually get there one day before the letters do. And when you get this tape, well, Roletta has not yet received a letter from Cecil since he's been in Vietnam. So get this, you know, get in touch with her as soon as you can. And remember that as soon as you get this tape, well, she has not yet got a letter, and it'd probably be maybe a day or maybe 2 days before she will receive a personal letter from Cecil. So get in touch with her as soon as you can. Also I want to call out and tell Mr. and Mrs. Stockton that you heard from the kid and he's doing okay. Bearcat is the same place that Abner Hamilton is now at, and he was down with 9th Infantry Division for all these months, and now he's an instructor up at Bearcat. So he probably pretty well knows his ropes by now, and I think I'll have a man up there at Bearcat with a 290 pulling a roller. So when some of these paydays come, well, I'm going to try to talk to the Class A agent and letting me take his place and flying a chopper up there to pay that man. And I might see Cecil every once in a while, maybe about once every payday or so. So I'll try to get up to Bearcat, but also got a man up GRA, and I'll see if I can talk to Class A agent to go ahead and pay that man up GRA himself, because I ain't too eager to go up GRA to pay nobody.
In case you haven't guessed, GRA's is just might be the place that I would end up at, and from what Sam tells me, it doesn't sound too good. I hope I get to stick up at Bearcat and he gets to come up every once in a while and see me. It helps just to see a face that you know and talk to somebody you know. It passes time pretty fast.
Well, this Cecil is the first person I've seen from anywhere around there. Now, I've got some men from Oklahoma in my platoon. I've got one in my platoon. There's 3 of them in my company, and one of them in my platoon. He's so sorry that he's the sorriest man in my platoon, and I hate even people to find out that he's from Oklahoma. I got another man from Oklahoma. He's from Hugo, and he's the hardest worker in the whole company. He's also the hardest drinker in the whole company, and his name is Dunlap. We had a shakedown one time, and we found a 16-foot bullwhip in his footlocker, and he's a pretty mean joker. He's kind of a Joe James looking devil, and he's mean as hell. But I didn't know him before, and actually Cecil's the first person I've seen that I really know since I've been in South Vietnam, and that's about the best Christmas present I could get. Seeing somebody, but at the same time I realized it's not the very best Christmas present somebody else I know of got. And I read in the Stars and Stripes that there was no one supposed to be sent over here before after the 15th of December. I don't know what happened, but he shouldn't have had to come over here before Christmas, but evidently, well, a lot of guys got messed up and had to come over here before Christmas. But there wasn't too much reason for anybody to have to come over here that soon before Christmas Day without getting a few more extra days.
I agree with Sam about that, seeing as how I set up at 9th replacement for 7 days with nothing to do but read and sleep and lay around all day. It didn't help any because it just made the days longer. Boy, I didn't know these tapes were so long. They weren't this long when I was taping those records back home, I know. Sam says I get used to talking this thing with nobody talking back, but I doubt it.
He just doesn't have one back yet. Wait till he gets one back, and he's bound to get used to it. These tape recorders are so much better than letters, and the reason being, really, you can take this tape recorder out to Stockton's, and you can take it out there and let his folks talk on it, and let his aunts talk on it, and when he gets a tape from them, well, it's just like getting a letter from all of them, and especially on holidays and things like that. And of course, when he goes to mail calling, he don't get a tape. Well, then that's going to depress him now. And but these tapes, they're worth $1 million. They're really worth the money, and all of $1.70 worth. And a letter straight. You just you write him a letter every day, and you'll be straight. I got a roommate. He's a big bad first lieutenant, and he's always complaining to me because he gets a letter from his wife about every 2-3 weeks, and he's got 2 children, and of course he only writes about every 2-3 weeks too. So there may be some reasoning behind that. But hearing somebody's voice is just it's a whole lot better than reading it on a piece of paper. And maybe you get a big kick out of hearing Cecil. And I don't know if the way things are holding true. If I get this tape in the mail in the morning and he gets a letter in the mail the same time this tape does, well, this tape will probably get there either a day or half a day before the letter will. I don't know why, but that's just the way it seems to hold true. So these tapes seem to go faster through the mail than the letter does. And a letter, if you write a letter to Cecil, it'll get to him in 4 days. If he writes one to you, it'll get to you in 3 days. The reason being, the way the world is built or something, and the way it turns, it really takes the same time to get each way, but it's just the way it goes. Can't explain it, but time goes one way, going one way, and the other way going another way, and or something like that.
I'm sorry I haven't written in the last couple of days, but I was planning on writing tonight. Then I found Sam, and we've been going pretty strong since about 6 o'clock, and letter writing just suddenly came into the timetable. I kind of like it down here at Bung Tower. I wish they could stay. They got toilets that flush and running water and all that kind of stuff. It seems like a pretty nice place to be. I heard they have pretty good beaches around here. You can go swimming if you get any time off. I haven't been downtown and seen any of the girls yet, but I've heard that some of them are pretty nice. Of course, I won't say who told me that. It wasn't Sam, really. He wouldn't tell me anything like that. He didn't notice pretty girls.
Well, Cecil's right on that one. There are pretty girls down here, but VD rate is also 110%. And in fact, we had a meeting tonight, and the CO he raked her ass over the coals pretty well. He said we had 4 new VD cases today, and we're high in the battalion. We got more people with VD than anybody in the battalion, and thanks to all these half French women down here. And a good rule of thumb is, if she's got long hair, she's got to clap, and that's the best thing we can go by. So it is now a company policy that anybody in civilian clothes that signs a pass book in the company must have a what do they call it? What's the nice word? Prop elastic on their person when they leave the company area. Because starting next month, we got a new policy. They used to have VD Village, where a guy got something like that. They'd send him down off and put him in a tent somewhere about 100 yards away from the company area, and put him in purgatory or something like that. But now that's kind of outlawed now. So the way they're working it now is at the beginning of each month, as soon as one company has 4 cases, 4 new cases, well, the whole company is restricted to the company area for a whole month. And this ought to be all right, except for that 4th guy. And I don't think he'll win any popularity contest during the rest of that month. You know, if it's about first week and there's 3 men, and all of a sudden, zap, 4th man catches a clap. That 4th man ain't gonna be too popular.
I'm just running out of things to say, and I'm getting so sleepy I don't know whether I'm coming or going. It's been over 24 hours since I've been to bed now, and it sure is taking its toll. And those few cans of beer that me and Sam had along the way didn't help too much. I saw a nice picture tonight. I'll tell you about it next time I write you. Sam promised that he'd get me one just like it. Boy, it sure is nice too. I can hardly wait to get one.
Ellen, you best not tell her. You best not tell her what that picture was. Okay? I tell you what. Y'all may be driving those cars, and I saw a picture of that new car that Cecil left you, Relita, and I'll see in the Daily Oklahoma and the Hobart paper, and what Cecil tells me that there's ice on them roads, and me and Cecil don't have no sympathy for you for all that ice and all that cold weather, because right now we'd probably reach in our pocket and give all we had, which ain't too much, by the way, but we'd give all we had if we could get a little of that cold weather over here. And so you be awful careful with them cars on that ice and them roads when them roads get all slicked over. And you need to go downtown and get you some lollipops or something like that. Well, be awful careful, because over here we don't have to worry too much about slick roads, nothing like that. But when you want to get right down to it, me and Cecil are safer over here than you two are behind a wheel of a big old Chevrolet when them roads are slick. So be awful careful, because me and Cecil don't want to get any telegrams or anything like that, okay?
I've already told Sam about how Ellen was driving during that last icy spell when I saw her going down Main Street about 50 miles an hour on the slickest street I ever saw in my life. He said he believed me too, because he knew just about how she drives.
I'll tell you what, y'all two just look forward to next football season, because me and Cecil will be home before next football season comes along. And so Oklahoma State and the Bearcats and just about everybody else, even the Lone Wolf Coyotes and the Roosevelt Rough Riders, they don't play football no more. But anyway, everybody around there, we'll make every football game in the whole southwestern Oklahoma and everywhere, and we'll be cheering the Cowboys along, and we'll get in on the next wrestling season too. We'll miss out this wrestling season and this football season, but y'all, when you go next time you go to football games, well, you don't have, just think about this. You don't have to go to any more football games by yourself. You might have to go to a few, maybe first. You might miss Walter's game or something like that, but all the rest of them football games, well, you won't be alone. When you hear a click on this tape recorder, well, you two better damn sure appreciate it, because that means about 5 minutes elapsed time. Me and Cecil are trying to think of what we're going to say next. So every time you hear that click, well, me and Cecil are sitting here thinking of what we're going to say.
I'll tell you what, Relita. Whenever I get my tape recorder, if I ever get it, you can expect about 2 weeks worth of talking on one tape, at least. So I know it'll take me at least that long to fill one out. course, if I wasn't such a good talker, it'd take me longer than that. Sam said it takes him about 2 weeks, so maybe you better expect about 4 weeks talking for me. Maybe tonight I've got an excuse, though. You know what a few beers and a little lax sleep will do for a guy? Well, would you believe about 10 beers and about 24 hours without sleep for me?
I'll tell you, if Cecil, if he'd got to stay down here at Vung Tau, well, me and Cecil, we'd clean out this Mekong Delta and nothing flat. And old President Johnson wouldn't have nothing else to do in South Vietnam. We'd have cleaned the whole place out and been home about 2 weeks. Me and Cecil ought to last out the rest of this tape because we just went and got refueled. We went down the refrigerator and found some Victoria Bitter Ale, some of that good strong Australian beer. So surely we can last another 5 minutes.
I have my doubts about lasting another 5 minutes, but I'll try. I'll write you tomorrow, fill you in on all the details, things I found out today, and surely I'll know my address by tomorrow. I'll let you know that. Maybe it won't take 4 weeks for me to get my mail this time. I sure hope not, because I'm getting kind of anxious to hear from home already. Maybe I'll get up to Bearcat in time to help celebrate New Year's Eve, bring on the New Year ride. I think for Christmas I celebrated by reading about 2 magazines and 1 cowboy book. And that was about the size of it for Christmas for me.
I'll tell you one of the best things you can send both of us. That goes for Ellen and you too, really. The old Star Review is pretty reliable newspaper. If you send it along every week, well, me and Cecil will be pretty straight on what's happening around there. Sports and everything, and all the small stuff that happens. And that's about the best newspaper that y'all can send, because Stars and Stripes comes out every day. It's got all the major headlines about the old boy that they transplanted to Hardy and dying and all that good stuff. And but it sure don't have nothing about what happens in Kyle County. Stars and Stripes just don't have it. What happens in Kyle County? Yeah. So old Star Review and a few Democrat chiefs and packed in a box, and it might cost you a little bit, maybe $1 or something like that. But you send it along, and them old Democrat chiefs and a few of them Star Reviews, well, they'll sure help pass time away, because it takes about an hour to read a Star Review, and that's 1 hour less in Vietnam.
And you can also keep the candy and cookies coming our way if you want to. But I think Sam will agree with me about the bourbon balls. They just don't have it after 10,000 miles. Something's missing when we eat them over here. Nothing to them at all. So I think you can forget about sending them. Just a few cookies every now and then. Keep us going. Keep a little weight on us till we get back home to that good old home cooking. Well, I think I'll let Sam finish this tape out. I've just about run out of things to say. By the way, Relita, send me a real good colored picture of you. Have somebody take one or something, dig one up somewhere. It's got to be real good, though. All I've got's black and white, and I sure do need a colored picture. Now I'll just turn this thing over to Sam, let him finish it up, and I'll write you. When I get the tape, I'll try to tape some more stuff to you, if I can think of anything to say. Be good, take care of yourself, and I love you. And now, here's Sam.
I'll tell you what, really, that picture is more important than you'll ever realize, because when I got a picture of Ellen, well, that made me feel not so far away from home, even if it was, because right now we are 10,651 miles away from New Orleans. Exactly. Now, I don't know exactly how far away from Hobart, but I got it figured out how far we are away from New Orleans, because I read it on the sign up at Long Bend, and I figured it out from there. So send him that picture pretty quick, and that'll make him feel not so far away from home. Now, Ellen, got that picture of you, and I'm going to try to let them gooks paint it on the canvas before too long, and maybe we can get oil painting, and have old Sutherland paint them cowboy pictures too before too long. I trimmed my mustache the other day, a couple of days ago, for the first time, so it ain't so scraggly no more, and it's about half as short as it was, so you don't have to worry too much about it no more. And take care of yourself, and love you a whole bunch, and you all be careful, because ain't no ice. I'll say again, there's no ice over here, but there's a hell of a lot of ice in Oklahoma, according to the papers. And like I say, me and Cecil are going to be all right, but we ain't too sure about y'all too. So you all take care now, and